Hey guys, Ashley Bazten here. This is a video for sound design. This unit actually got marked in a video that explained what went well and what went badly. I think I did very well in this unit and my grades reflected that, so I'm simply showing you the video I received as feedback.
Okay, so this is Ashley Baston, AE2 submission for game sound. So first thing I noticed when I start this game is I can tell that you've got different rain and wind sounds depending on the level of the rain and wind, which is good. I just start it again. It's nice, yeah. I can see you've got a day-night cycle as well, which is really nice. Footsteps are implemented. And I think they changed based on what material you're on as well, which is good. Got a jump and a land sound, which is really cool. Music's okay. I noticed that it is missing the rumble sound is there, which is nice, but it is missing the tire squeal, which could have been implemented in the 4x4 blueprint. And no impact sounds either. So those two things could be improved. The rev sounds are in there and they're working and they're running off a rev parameter, but they are a little bit hectic. Quite peaky, so sometimes it's I can hear it switching between two samples quite a lot. Sounds a bit strange, so maybe there's some tweaks that could have been done there. Overall though, sounds quite good. I noticed the music changes based on, I think it's vehicle revs. Yeah, it is. That's quite cool. Quite a nice little feature, so you can park the car up and you can hear the Atmos and everything. That sounds really cool. Okay, let's try another one of these cars. Yeah, same thing with these. Same thing again. Got quite peaky sort of. I can hear it changing between the samples there, which lets it down a little bit, but that's okay. I like that when you leave the car, the sounds stop. That's a nice feature. A lot of people have failed to manage to do that, so whenever you stop the cars and get out, the car revs still continue. So. Having said that, the cars don't really have an idle loop at all, so when the cars aren't being revved, they don't really seem to have an idle. So it's another thing that could be improved slightly. Okay, that's really cool. So you have different sounds depending on where you are in the car. So as you change view, the sound changes. It seems to, at least. That's really cool. I like that. So yeah, the implementation is pretty good. You've got all the sounds that are necessary in here, really. There's a couple of little things missing, like the impact and the tire squeal sounds. But other than that, sounding pretty good. So if we just now take a minute just to look at your Wires project here, just to see whether all these uses of different containers and things are appropriate here. So let me just look at the game syncs to begin with. Okay, I can see you've got a new best lap sound. That's cool. Obviously, I didn't put a lap in to find that out, but I'm assuming that works. Some of these are a bit random. Okay, yeah, use of a random on a jump like that is absolutely fine. That's absolutely perfect. Okay, so you've got 3 different blend parameters there for RPM. You could have got away with just using a single parameter there. Okay, what else we got? So yeah, random crashes. So you have the sounds there. That's cool. I see what you're trying to do there. So you can have an RTPC that controls how loud or how different the sounds are. That's cool. That makes good sense. Just didn't seem to make it into the game, which is fine. Random jumps, splashes. I'm guessing that's for driving through puddles and things. That's cool. Again, that's another thing that's quite difficult to trigger from UE4, and that'd be something you'd have to work with the game coder really to work with. So having it in the audio engine is really good. But the fact that it didn't tie up isn't really necessarily your problem. Cool, yeah, so random containers for different walking materials, that's absolutely perfect. Okay, you've got different surfaces. I might just check that out quickly. Sweet, now that works really well. Yeah, that's a really good job. That's something that a lot of people struggle with, so that's really cool that works and is in there. Definitely a nice implementation feature, the idea that using a switch to switch between different switch groups within Wwise, that's really cool. What else we got? Okay, so this potentially is where I would have made some changes. Mind you, it does look okay, so. Okay, that is what it is. I can see you've blended it quite nicely across, and you've cut them like really nice long blends. That's normally the trick to make it sound pretty decent. And you have got a little voice pitch tweak there as well. So there's not an awful lot you could do with that. Not sure what that's for. I guess that's to cut the sound off actually when you leave the car. I guess that's the little hack you've implemented to do that, which, you know, it worked, so that's good. However, the proper way to do it would be to get access to the sound that's playing and then switch it off within Unreal. But that is quite an advanced technique, so that's no problem. What else we got? Just different engines, yep. I guess you just blended these differently. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so that's cool. Blend container. Yep, that's cool. May have been worth being a bit more subtle with this. I would probably say that a blend that looked a lot more like that may have been appropriate. Because the rain is very light until it gets to around 1, and then it starts to be quite heavy. But nice that you've got a blend container there doing that job, that's nice. Can't get the music to play for some reason. It's because it's controlled by a blend container. That's cool, I like that. So that's a nice little feature that you've added there where you can rev the car up. One thing I maybe would have done is controlled it from vehicle speed as opposed to RPM. I know you probably don't have, you do have an RTPC for that. So yeah, just because as you saw when I demoed it then, if you hold the handbrake and then rev the car up, the music gets louder without the car moving. So that's kind of a little side effect of that, but that's cool, that works. Cool. And you got some little interactive sounds there that trigger in various places. So I didn't find them in the game. Let's just have a quick look, see if it. No, that's cool. So there's a couple of features that didn't make it into the game, which is absolutely fine. Like I said, this was quite an advanced thing, getting everything wired up in here perfectly. So yeah, I think you've done a really good job there. Not much I would change. Just a little bit in terms of balance. Some of it's quite hectic and loud, and obviously those rev sounds aren't entirely perfect, but that was kind of a side effect of not being able to use the third-party plugins. So yeah, really good job. Well done.